A subselect is effectively a nested select statement. In SQL, the result of a select statement is effectively a table. It usually just exists in memory, but it can always be used as you would use a table. Because of this, a select statement may be used as a data source for another select statement. This usage is called a subselect or sometimes a subquery. For this lesson, we'll be using the world database, and I'm going to copy and paste some code from the Chapter 8 exercise file. I'm just going to grab this much of it down to this first select statement there, copy and paste it into SID. Go ahead and press go. See, I created a temporary table called T. It just has two columns, A and B, and they're just 6-character strings. And I've inserted 3 rows. In column A, we have state codes followed by numbers, and in column B, we have country codes followed by numbers. And I have this select statement using substrings to break apart these packed fields so that effectively in column A, we have 2 different pieces of information. We have the state code and some sort of a nonsense code there. And in column B, we have the country code and the 4-letter code there. And that's all happening from the select statement with substring functions. So if I come back out here to the exercise files, I'm going to grab this select statement here and paste this in. And you'll see that we're using exactly this same select statement with those substrings, but we're using it as a data source. So everything from this opening parentheses to this closed parentheses is just the results of that select. And you see I have an alias, an as, ss. And so I'm grabbing ss C code, and you can see that that's this C code here, which is this substring. It's these 4 digits here in this 4th column of the result of that select. And so effectively this here is the subselect. So this is the result of the select that we ran before. And you see it has 4 columns because we're using substring and substring and as. And so those columns can be used just as if they were a table in a database. And so that is one source, is this select statement, and it's joined with the country table, and it's keyed on this SS country. SS country is this 2-letter code right there in that 3rd column. And that's keying on the country table code 2, which is the 2-letter country code, so that we can actually find the name from the country table, right? And when I press go, we now have name and we have C code. That's these 2 columns here from our joined query. So this is very, very handy. You can do some processing in a select statement and then use that as a data source for another query. So subselects are a convenient way of making your data available in different forms while keeping your database schema simple and well organized. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this temporary table to put our database back in its original state for the rest of the course.